We are here, we are festive. I have the only Christmas sweater that I own on. Where's my Star Wars fans at? Yes, I do wear this year round. Yes, I do get weird looks when I'm wearing it in April. No, I don't care. Hello friends, and welcome to a new video. If you're new here, my name's Lissa, and I have spent about 5 years venturing off into the cold and the snow, all in the name of pretty pictures. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys all of my best tips and tricks for staying warm in the cold outdoors and costuming that maybe isn't the most practical for the weather. At the end of my video, I'll also give you guys some tips and tricks on how to add a holiday touch to your costuming as well, for those of you who are specifically looking to do holiday shoots and not just winter photo shoots. If you're returning, you can probably see that I have a new setup today. I have rearranged things, so hopefully my camera stays focused on me, and hopefully this space over here allows us for visual aids, because we're going to be talking about a lot of different things today. For your convenience, I'll have links down below for all the products that I talk about, but a lot of these you can also just find at your local Target, Walmart, whatever as well. Layers are going to be the easiest thing to work into most costumes, so let's go ahead and start there. A good pair of fleece-lined tights will go a long way in keeping you warm underneath your costume. If your legs are exposed, go ahead and opt for a pair that is closer to your skin tone, but if you're all covered up and you just want some layers underneath, it obviously doesn't matter what color you go with. If you're wearing a big ball gown, you really luck out and you can layer just about anything underneath your costume to help you keep warm, all the way from leggings to jeans to pajama pants. Whatever you have that you think is comfortable and warm. I've worn an awful lot of things underneath ball gowns to stay warm out in the cold. If part of your legs are exposed, all that I've really found for that is fleece-lined tights that are close to my skin tone. And I also highly recommend wearing a very long skirt or pants or something over your costuming on the way to the shoot, and then just take them off when it's time to pose for photos. To keep your torso and arms warm, you can also wear a bodysuit, which may be more visible depending on your costuming. You can look into finding them in a shade that matches your skin tone if you want them to blend in as much as possible, or if you feel like there's no way to get around it being very noticeable, you can also just make it part of the costuming yourself and purchase a color that coordinates with the rest of your costuming. They're available in a large range of colors and cuts, so be sure to do your research and select the one that works best for your vision. Your footwear is going to be key in keeping you warm and dry, especially if you're going to be out in the snow for your photo shoot. Honestly, I almost always just wear my snow boots underneath my costumes. A lot of my photo shoots happen to be in a big ball gown, which, like I mentioned earlier, has the advantage of being able to layer just about anything underneath it, and it makes it a lot easier to walk around in inches upon inches of snow. As well as keeping me warm. But if you have very specific footwear, or there's just no way to hide your boots underneath a long skirt, I would look into at least trying to see if you could wear a solid color pair of boots that do kind of work with the costuming. But if you absolutely need a specific pair of shoes that you definitely need to match your costuming because it's iconic to the character or the vibe that you're going for or whatever it is, I would really recommend just wearing your more practical footwear to the photo shoot and while you're getting ready, and then just switch out your shoes immediately before you start taking photos. Speaking of snow, by the way, which is kind of related and kind of a little bit down a bunny trail, if you're going to be shooting out in snow, don't wear sunglasses the day of your photo shoot. The bright white snow is going to reflect all of the sun back up, and it's going to be super bright. And if you're wearing sunglasses and then immediately take them off and immediately try to pose for pictures with big, wide, beautiful eyes, your eyes are going to hate you. Especially if you have sensitive eyes. Let your eyes adjust to the brightness of the day before you start trying to take pictures. This should really be tip number 1, but we're already here, so I digress. Hand warmers and body warmers are going to be your best friend when you're outside in the cold for literally any reason, not just photo shoots, but especially photo shoots when you're freezing but you need to look like you're not freezing. I shove these things absolutely everywhere, okay? They're in my shoes, they're in my pockets, they're in my bodice. If they can fit there, that is where they're going. You can see these specific ones that I have this peel and stick, oh, go here please. I have this peel and stick one that you can apply to your body, and then these ones are just hand warmers that you can just hold or shove wherever. Like this body warmer lasts for up to 12 hours. I think these hand warmers, yeah, these hand warmers last for 7 hours or upwards of 7 hours. I know that they do because I discovered these when I was working as a teller at a drive-up, and it was freezing and constantly reaching into the cold drawer that just let all of the outside air in. It was cold. Anyways, I would open one of these every day and pretty much hold it in my pocket. Hold it or put it in my pocket or have it right by me all day long, and it was still hot when I would leave for the day. So these are really important. They do say that you shouldn't have them directly in contact with your skin, so you want to make sure there's always a layer of fabric between you and these so that you don't get burnt. So just socks or a cami or whatever it is that you can layer underneath so that you don't burn yourself. I would probably only use this body warmer if I was gonna be out for an extended period of time, like if you have like an event outdoors, not necessarily just pictures, but if you're gonna be outside for, or if you know that's gonna be a long photo shoot, you're gonna be outside for an hour, 2 hours, longer than that, then these are really good. But if it's gonna be less than an hour, I would just shove a bunch of these down your outfit, honestly. And they also make foot warmers to put into your shoe that like fit into your shoe. I've never used those. I just shove these into my snow boots. And that's what I do, and that works for me. Tip number 4 is to know your limits and take breaks to warm up. You might not be able to use all of these tips, or even if you do, if you're out shooting in below freezing temperatures, it can be a lot to tolerate regardless of how bundled up you are. So make sure that you know your limits and that you have a plan to warm up as soon as you need it. Have a thermos of hot tea, make sure you have gloves and blankets or a jacket or whatever nearby so you can bundle up between photos. Even going to the car or a building to warm up, just to get some warmth in you again before you start shooting again, can be really important to help with keeping you warm. And it might be good for the photographer's equipment as well, because I know a lot of cameras don't like to be out below freezing temperatures any more than we do. I know I have joked more than once that I am willing to freeze as long as the pictures look good, but your health is obviously so much more important. So make sure that you have a plan, make sure that you're ready to get warmed up whenever you need to, and make sure that you take that time into consideration when you're planning how long your photo shoot's actually going to take, so you can have that built in and you're not worried about getting everything in before your time is up, because you've already planned to have that time ready to go. Tip number 5. Just embrace the season and bundle up as cute as you can. It's a winter photo shoot, right? It's outside. People are going to see in the pictures that it's winter and you're outside, and it's not going to be a shock to them if you're bundled up. So I personally like to just go ahead and lean into it and use it as an excuse to wear a nice cloak, because I freaking love a good cloak. This is my favorite cloak. It is huge and long. It literally drags on the ground because it's so long. It has a hood that can go up around you, although I don't use that much because I get worried about messing up my wig. But let me tell you, this thing is freaking warm, okay? Here's a picture of me wearing it as Belle. This day it was below freezing outside. I think I'm sinking into about 4 inches of snow in this picture, and I was sweating because I was so hot, because between this huge cloak and as well as I'm sure the heat of my wig, and I had my snow boots, and I think I had my pajama pants on underneath because this picture was actually taken in my backyard. Pro tip, stay warm. Take photos in your backyard. But yeah, I was wearing this and I was actually sweating because it was keeping me so freaking warm. So if you can find a way to have a nice warm cloak or jacket or whatever fits in with the vibe of your photo shoot to stay warm, that's going to help you a ton more probably than anything else that I've told you. The easiest way to stay warm is to wear a jacket or a cloak, whatever works. I also have a couple smaller capelets. This one is from Amazon, so I'll link it down below. And then this one I made, so if you guys want a tutorial on how to make your own little capelet thing, let me know. Isn't it so cute? I used a Disney princess lining for it. Look at all the princesses. It's so cute. Anyways, so I've also used these to stay warm. Obviously they're not as long as the big red cloak, so it's not going to keep you as warm, but it does help shield you from the cold. You can also think about accessorizing with things like a Santa hat, a hand muff, a really pretty scarf. Just find wintry accessories that are nice and warm and fit the vibe of the photo shoot that you're going for. Now, at the beginning of this video, I promised you some tips on how to make things festive and holiday themed, so let's get on into that next. For a more obvious note, there are a lot of characters who have Christmas and winter themed outfits as it is, although some of them are a little bit more suited for warm weather than others. So that is something to keep in mind when you're planning what you're willing to tolerate, and also if it even matters, because maybe your Christmas shoot is inside and not outside, you know? I really love the holiday outfits, and I've had several over the years, and I love them. They're so wonderful to get into the holiday spirit. I'm not gonna lie. It's my favorite. But if you're looking to be a little more time and budget friendly than an entire costume, here's a few tips to achieve that look. First of all, accessories. Pretty much what I was saying when I was going on about the cloaks and the muffs and all of that. You can lean into that, especially if it's in the holiday colors that you're wanting. So a cape, a cute Santa hat, reindeer antlers, a poinsettia in the hair. Really cute things like that are really small, easy touches to give it a little pop of Christmas or whatever holiday it is that you're going for. Second, think about your props. I did a super fun holiday photo shoot one time. I did a Christmas Harley Quinn, and I pretty much worked with the Harley Quinn things that I already had, except I used my Joker skirt, which happened to be green and black, which coordinated with her red and black top, and then a Santa hat, of course. And so that brought a little bit more green and Christmassy into her outfit. But anyways, the photographer wrapped me up in Christmas lights, and we did some really cute Christmas light pictures. I'll post them here. So freaking cute, so much fun. Would definitely recommend. Later that day, we also did a winter set with a winter poison ivy, and we had some poinsettias and some little mini Christmas trees in the background to make that a little more festive as well. Next, think about your location. If you're not really wanting to get into all the props and accessories and things like that yourself, you can't just go to where they already exist, because pretty much every city ever decks the halls for Christmas. Things like you go downtown to botanical gardens, heck, even a mall, if you can get away with taking photos in a mall if nobody cares. And my last tip that I'm going to leave you with, any time that you take photos and you want them by a specific date, for example, you want your Christmas pictures by a specific date. If you get your Christmas pictures in January, nobody really cares anymore. And then you have to wait another 10-11 months to post them, and that's just not much fun. So if you are working with a photographer and not just taking them yourself, that is just something to discuss when you're booking, what a reasonable time frame is, and making sure that they can get them to you by that date. And if they can't, you know, either booking with somebody else or thinking ahead of time next year and booking a little bit earlier. And this video is going up in November, so if you want Christmas pictures, I would work on that now. Should go do that now. Yeah. These Power Girl ones, I actually just got them done early October. I wanted Power Girl pictures anyways, and I knew that taking a cloak and a Santa hat would be a really quick and easy way to just get a few extra shots in, so that I had new Christmas content to post for Christmas, and not just my Power Girl set. So that's something to consider too. Think about what you can sprinkle in throughout the year, so by the time you get to December, you have new holiday pictures ready to go and ready to be posted. I hope you guys found this very useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite tips and tricks are to staying warm or adding some holiday touches to your photos. And be sure to click that subscribe button down below if you want to see more content just like this. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you guys want to stick around a little bit longer, here's some fun videos up on your screen you might want to check out. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Bye!